Okay, let me settle down. It's tiring. It's 7 o'clock. We never do these shows. Welcome back to another Sideline Sitdown, joined today by RGV Heats, Kevin Knipe, also players Audrey Escamilla, Christy Salas, Victoria Gonzalez, and Mika Vento. There we go. Welcome in, guys.
Thank you.
Guys, we're just going to recap y'all's weekend. We're thrilled to broadcast you guys. Obviously, that didn't go our way. Just a couple disagreements with the city and stuff, but that's not important at all. We got to see you guys at the tournament in Allen the other week. We're really impressed with y'all, and then you guys heading into this national tournament, So it was a lot of good things going y'all's way. First of all, how are you guys doing? It was a long weekend. You guys were there till Saturday. Did you guys make the trip back Sunday? I know the Hurricane Hannah was a big deal, and kind of being up there was kind of the better thing. But how did you guys deal with coming back?
Well, I came back Monday afternoon. I went to go visit Howard and stayed with some family. But even when we came in, it was still raining fairly hard. So we got home safely, and there were some things like our trampoline broke in the back. A tree fell over our cage, but we're all okay. So that's the main thing. That's the main thing.
Coach, I know you were communicating with Kevin about the roads and stuff. What did you see from the damages that you got to see coming back?
Well, we were kind of in the line there. You had Mika and her family I think were the ones in front, and you had Victoria and her family were kind of behind them, and the others were kind of spread out, and so they were kind of given updates, as they went along. I had Coach Joe and Audrey with me, and we took off, and we ended up, not knowing how things were going to be on 281 and knowing that a lot of times it floods, we actually decided to go through Laredo out of San Antonio. We took I-35 to Laredo just to be on the safe side. And then as we were getting into Laredo, we were getting word that 281 was passable. So then we kind of cut over through Hebronville and came the back way and got home. But we saw a lot of trees down, a lot of big branches down. That's the same here. And we got to the house. We were fortunate we had power, but we had some big branches that had come down.
Yeah, I actually had a power outage this morning, not knowing if I was going to do all these shows today. So I kind of put a scare on here. I'm guessing all y'all's internet is fine too, based on the quality and the picture y'all have gotten right now. So once again, happy to have y'all on. Fans, if you're just tuning in, RGV Heat in the house today. Coach Knipe, Victoria Gonzalez, Christy Salas, Audrey Escamilla, and Mika Vento. All four of these players are going to be playing college ball, but a couple of them wrapping up their travel ball with us this weekend. And they'll be heading to Gregory Portland this weekend for their final tournament together. Guys, let's talk about this tournament. You guys were at the Southern Nationals up in Plano. What were your expectations heading there? You guys played a solid tournament in the last couple weekend in Allen. What were your expectations heading into this one? We'll start with Mika.
Going into Nationals, that there are going to be great teams there. So we just went in wanting to do our best and knowing that the competition was going to be very competitive, and we just needed to compete as best as we could.
Is that the same thing that you sort of saw, Victoria? I know you guys, you were just a power hitter, and that's crazy to say, but you come in very big times with your home runs. So is that kind of how you prep this mindset? Like you got to hit home runs against these big time players?
Well, actually, like my mindset, like going into this like batter's box, just putting the ball in play. To be honest, the home runs come when they come, and well, sometimes they just come in the big moments that we need them. But the mindset coming into the tournament, we had how do you say, like big ideas, to get deep into the tournament, but things happen for a reason, and that didn't happen. But we did really well, and I think we showed out the way we were supposed to.
Your thoughts on that, Christy and Audrey?
We always know that Nationals is a ride. Sometimes it doesn't go our way. Sometimes we get knocked to the losers bracket, and we have to work our way back. But there's great teams from everywhere, different states and everything. But our mindset was kind of just, like, let's set the pace, be first. And we just fight hard. And at the end of the day, it didn't go the way we wanted it, but we played our hearts out. And I think that's something that, all the girls can agree on. And we picked each other up when we came back from those losses. But we definitely learned a lot of things. We saw the weaknesses in ourselves, and we critiqued the following game. but I was really proud of the way every single person performed, and you couldn't really tell whether we were down or not. The energy was there, and the girls were just fighting. So.
And same thing with you, Audrey. I know you and Christy, you're both wrapping up your careers with travel ball. Was that on your mind as well heading into this weekend?
Of course it was, just because I knew this was going to be my last nationals, and Christy and some of the other girls have been fortunate enough to like win a nationals with their teams in the past, but this was my last chance. And I mean, unfortunately we didn't get to, but I'm very happy with the way our team played, and we faced some really tough competition, had some really tough losses, but that's what happens in this game. Like, we can't take it too hard. There's always a next game, at least for us. We have the next tournament, so I wasn't too upset with this weekend, just because I know everybody tried their best. We didn't lose because we gave up. We lost because we fought hard, and it just didn't go our way in the end. So that's really all you can ask for, just for everyone to give 100% all the time. And I just really want to thank like the younger people on our team, because they knew how much this tournament meant to us who were not coming back next summer, and they still fought as hard as they could even when we were down in the game. So just credit to them also.
Coach, was that the plan, bringing up 2 teams for RGV Heat up to nationals, and was that part of y'all's plan? Did you practice that week before?
Yeah, that was our plan. We've carried 2 or 3 teams for quite a while, and several times we've played 2 18Us in the nationals. 3 years.
Fairly a lot of girls, yes.
Yeah, and 3 years ago, I believe it was 84 teams. We took first place and 5th place. So we had 2 very, very competitive teams that did very well. Our expectations going in are very high. We had won 3rd place another year and 2 5th place. So, this is the first time we weren't playing on Sunday, and so it was a little tough to swallow. But, like I told the girls afterwards, it wasn't because of lack of effort. We played hard. We played some great defense. We made some good plays. It was a tough summer, and to answer your question about practice, we didn't practice. There was I guess there was a practice that Sunday at the soccer fields, the turf soccer fields. We can't really get any full hitting in. They're not big enough for that. So it was mainly defense and just get together. Summer not getting to play. Normally we'd play 4 or 5 tournaments, and I think it showed in our offensive production. We just, had a lot of live pitching all summer, and then, it showed up, But it's just the way it goes. It's the hand we're dealt, and all you can do is do the best you can and move on.
Exactly. And I mean, it doesn't help that we're in a pandemic right now, which kind of leans on the fact that you guys didn't have as many tournaments as you wanted. Overall feeling about this tournament, you guys mentioned it. There was definitely a lot of tough competition up there. Teams that fully loaded played the defending champ from last year. You guys, other team played the champion as well. What did you guys think of the comp up there? I know the other team, they played a team full of D1 commits. What did you guys think about that?
I think those are the teams that you want to play, especially for us. We're going off to college. It's a whole different level when you get there. So I think facing the tough competition is so much more, it's going to help us more than playing a weak team we're not going to get anything out of it. So it's better for us, I guess.
I think one thing Christy and I really tried to emphasize on this week was like little things that are enforced in college, like talking and hustling everywhere, running on and off the field all the time. So that's one thing we really tried doing, and playing those teams really helped us show people that like this is the D1 players that you're going to be playing when you go to Sam Houston or when we go to our D2 schools. Like this is the competition we're going to have. And like I've told Mika, like there's a certain way that you can pitch in travel ball where like those girls who aren't committed and stuff like won't get a hold of it, but these D1 players are going to. So like I feel like those games were really good examples of what they're going to be facing next year, and something that'll prepare them better and hopefully give them an advantage over the other girls on their team.
Definitely. And that's actually, I want to compliment you guys on that. Your guys are one of the, I guess, the loudest teams I've seen as far as softball goes. And that goes a long way. Communication, I bet it does. Coach, is that something you emphasize on this team, or is that just the chemistry that you guys' team has?
Yeah, that's something we emphasize. I tell them I ask two things out of you, and one is to talk. We have to communicate. This game is about communication. And the other thing is effort. You hustle. Those are the only two things I ask out of them. I mean, you're not going to make every play defensively. You're going to make some errors. You're going to strike out. You're going to make outs. It's just the way the game is. But you can control your hustle and your talk, and those are the two things that we constantly emphasize. And our girls do a fantastic job. Like you said, they're loud. But if you go to a college game, or watch one on TV, they're loud. The girls on the bench are loud. The girls on the field are loud, and that's just the way it is. So if they really want to play at that level, you've got to be willing to do what those girls are doing. And so that's, definitely something we emphasize.
Absolutely. Now let's get into you guys' pool play. We definitely missed out on that. We got there on your first day at bracket, and we noticed that you guys played a familiar team in that impact team. That was on bracket play. Talk about y'all's pool play. You guys went 1-1. How did you feel after day one?
I would say we always get the pregame jitters, and we just tell the girls we played 80 minutes in the pool play, and it was just we kind of get in a circle and we talk about things before the game, our personal goals, our team goals, things like that. And one of the things was just to make sure that the energy was always there. We got the drumsticks going in the dugout. We find ways to get loud, and we feed off each other's energy. So we're just going in saying, look, it might be a little bit rusty the first game, but we'll work together and we'll find a way to, pull through and score some runs.
Our second pool game, we ended up taking a loss to that Bombers team that had like a lot of D1 players. So I think that one was a little hard just because we were winning the whole game and lost it in the end. But that was something that I feel needed to happen to us before bracket play, just because they really highlighted on stuff that we needed to work on. So that night we all got together in one of the rooms and started talking about everything that we needed to work on in order to be successful in bracket play. And I feel like that loss really helped us prepare for the next day in bracket.
How did you feel, Mika? I know you're in the circle, you're pitching, and you're going to be headed off to Sam Houston State to exactly do that. How did you feel in the circle for pool play?
I think that it's very helpful to have the defense that we have. Our defense makes outstanding plays, and so it makes being in the circle so much easier. It's just trusting the defense and trusting that they're going to get it. So it helps a lot. And our offense was on. We were scoring that game that I pitched, and so it takes all that stress off when you're in the circle, knowing that they're not only helping you on defense, but they're making runs and the offense is working as well.
And Victoria?
Well, for pool play, I know we started off a little rough because I know we were kind of rusty, and I know sometimes our sticks weren't working. That's why I know on our leads, they kind of changed once we started with bracket play. Being with Audrey, we got together in the room and we saw what we needed to fix. We worked on different things so we can come stronger for bracket play.
And finally, Coach, what did you think?
Yeah, we played two good teams. We played I can't remember the team's name, that first team, but they had some speed. They had a couple big girls. Mika was in the circle starting out that game. And we scored, I don't remember what we scored, 5 or 6 runs, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
Good hits. The second game we played the Bomber team, and we were winning 1-0 the whole way, and then they tied it up, and then they started hitting us, and I had Katia Reyes in the circle at that point, and I left her in there for a reason. I wanted her to learn some things. You're facing some really good players. 2 of those girls are going to Texas, so you're facing some really good players, and she needs to learn what to do in situations. They started laying off of her off-speed stuff. She has to realize that. So if you're starting off throwing your hard stuff, then you can't be throwing strikes at their first pitch swinging. And that was something I think she learned. After I called a timeout, went and talked to her in the circle, and the next batter she went 0-2 on by doing that. She wasn't throwing strikes, but we got them to chase. And then the other thing is hopefully she learned is she needs another speed. She needs something in between. So when they are laying off the slow stuff, the off-speed pitch will look like the hard stuff, and they'll chase her or be out in front of it. So it was good that we had that. We just got a little loose in that game. We made some mistakes that I didn't like, and I was really proud of the girls. They all got together and by themselves and met and talked about things. And so I think it made a big difference because of that. And it was good playing good competition in the pool games for sure.
Exactly. And then when you guys, let's transition to pool or bracket play now. You faced a familiar team that you guys saw at the American Summer Invite over there in Allen. You guys played that Impact Gold Elite team, the team that just wears those shorts. That's kind of weird. I'm not calling them out or anything, but yeah, you guys played them, and that's the first time I think in a while that you guys have gotten double-digit runs. Coach, how did you like your team's offense that game?
Yeah, definitely. We swung the bat well. It was nice to see that. We hit all the way throughout the lineup. And so that was important. It's important to get off to a good start in bracket play. Yeah, those shorts look kind of funny now, but 10, 15, 20 years ago, that's what everybody wore was shorts. And looked, scored runs right away. We scored runs in the first inning. That was the key. We scored, I believe, 4 runs in the first inning. And so, you get a team down right away, and that was big.
I didn't get to see it, but do you remember what those runs were? Who got those runs to come in early?
I think the first 4 batters scored, actually, or unless we may have. Yeah, I think the first 4 batters scored, actually. We got. I don't remember how we got on to lead off the game. Destiny got on. She had a base hit, I believe, and then was Audrey put a bunt down and they threw it away. And Chris comes in and hits a line drive, and Vic comes in and gets a hit. And, so I don't remember what all happened, but we scored 4 runs in the first inning, and that was a key. We had Chelsea in the circle, and she pitched very well that game. So.
Yeah, it definitely helps. Yeah, Chelsea as well as Gatia and then Mika, all stellar pitchers, and then it helps definitely.
And Vic, Big Vic too.
Big Vic, exactly. Yeah, it definitely helps. The next game you guys had against Kansas Blue Sox, another win, 6-1, feeling really good. Then you guys ran into Texas Hawks Ornelas, 2-3 loss. You guys were in a good position, and then I believe that they get in on a drive out there, and they bring in the go-ahead run. What was the feeling after that game? You guys had it. I hear Coach said you guys did your best. Coach, how important, I guess, was that loss? Because you guys won the next game after. So it was that sort of a wake-up call y'all needed? What did you tell your girls after?
Those 2 really good teams playing each other. The coaches from their team kept complimenting, me on the team that we have. And I was complimenting them. The Hawks are I think the organization has been around the longest, one of the first organizations in the early 80s to come on. I have a lot of respect for them, and it's funny, we've been around 20 years, and I don't believe we've ever played the Hawks. So it was a great game. We had Katia in the circle, and she was doing a great job, and, we had a lead. We had a 2-0 lead going in the 7th inning, and, decisions as a coach sometimes they work, sometimes they don't. We were in the same type of situation last year where we had a lead in the last inning and I didn't have anybody ready, and we left Mia and Zadu in the circle, and 3 hits later they scored 2 runs and they beat us. So I didn't want that to happen again. And after they hit that ball off Jenna, I thought it was time to make a change, and we brought in Chelsea, and it just didn't work out for us this time. And that's it's easy to second guess. I've been thinking about it ever since. Maybe I should have left Katia a little longer. Who knows? But that's the way it goes. And we didn't need a wake-up call at that point. We were playing good ball. It's just when I was talking to the other coaches, it's like something's going to happen. Somebody's going to make a mistake. Somebody's going to get a big home run. And early on, that team made a couple errors, and we took advantage and scored 2 runs. And then at the end, they had the home run, and then took a couple advantage of a couple of mistakes we made. And it's just 2 good teams battling. We went 7 innings. It was a fun game to be a part of. So,
girls, feel free to chime in on this one. You guys get the win after that one against the Pro 4 and STX 8-1. Did that kind of make things a little bit better after that tough loss?
It made it better because obviously we get to play more. But the first thing Coach Kevin told us was the hardest thing to do as a team is to come back and play back-to-back right after a tough tight loss. I mean, we played 7 innings, so obviously our pitchers, got that through almost the entire game. We just told each other, look, we got to regroup, settle in, go out and be first. And I told the girls before the game started, I said, we're playing for 85 minutes. Forget about the score. Let's just go and play hard. At the end of the game, we'll turn around, look at the scoreboard, see who won. But Yeah, I think the girls responded really well. We were all really loud that game, louder than usual, and we just wanted it really bad. And at the end of the day, we hit more, and we didn't have any defensive errors that game, so we ended up winning.
Mika and Audrey and Victoria, chime in on that. What did you all think after that one?
I mean, the loss hit us pretty hard. Mika was pitching that next game against Proform, and I remember me and her sitting on the bench. We were just looking at each other like, can't believe we lost. We were already like on the next game and like about to start the next game, and we were just like, dang, like we had it. But luckily we came back. Mika did great the first 2 innings, I think, that she pitched, and we were able to score runs pretty early and get to save her for the next game. But I think it was just like they said, it was hard to like come back and win the next one, just like mentally, because like it was just tough like going through that long game and then not ending up with the win. But I feel like that's something that will again help us in college and help them in college, like because you're playing double headers every single time you play in college. You're going to play the team twice in a row, and if you lose the first one, you have to get over and win the second one. So it was just a good learning experience for everyone.
How did y'all feel heading into that game? Oh, or go ahead. My bad. Go ahead.
I was just gonna say, I think what really helped us is that our bats came back, which was good. We were able to get an early lead, and then with Mika in the circle, I really know that helps a pitcher out. You know, when you have a lead, you know you have room to work with, and it gives her confidence. So I think that's what it helped her pitcher really game really well at the time. I really know that helps a pitcher out. You know,
my phone came on. Okay. Yeah, and then Mika, coach got you ready for that next game against Fully Loaded. Kind of a match made in heaven if you're an RGV fan. What were you thinking heading into that one? 2 welterweights, both teams wanting to stay alive. The gas is kind of running out at the end of the day. How are you feeling heading into that one?
Going into it, I physically didn't feel tired, but I know my muscles were probably tired from the day. But I knew that it was there on the line for us, and I knew that I just had to go out and play and do as best as I could, especially for my older girls. I know that was their last nationals, and I just wanted to go out there and do the best that I could. And unfortunately, it didn't go the way that we had hoped it did, but it gave me a better perspective myself about how it's going to be in college and how there's always somebody one step ahead and how you just always have to work harder because it's not going to be a breeze all the time and you're going to get knocked down, and you just have to learn from that. So I think that was a good lesson for me and going into college and things like that.
And question for the rest of you before I ask this to coach, what else? It's a good answer from Mika, and I'll ask it to you guys. What did you guys learn from that game? Obviously, Mika doing it in the circle, she learned that lesson. What did you guys learn from your positions in that game?
I would say the team kind of learned how to control your emotions. I mean, we played against Fully Loaded, and obviously half of us grew up playing against them. And it's easy to play against someone that you don't know anything about, or, you know, the emotions, it's just kind of, okay, I'm going to focus. But when you go and like, I played against Maya, or I played with Maya for 4 years in high school, you know, it's kind of hard not to turn and look and want to say hi or talk because you want to see them succeed, but you want to win. So I think that's something that they learned too, is how to control your emotions when you know someone, because you always know someone in your conference in college. It's bound to happen. So I think going in, the girls kind of just learned how to settle down and make it happen and to control your nerves, because that's something that's really big and it can really affect your performance.
Anything to add, Audrey, on that?
I think one thing we all learned was like not to get down on yourselves whenever they are scoring a lot of runs on us. Like, it was really hard going to that one big inning where they were scoring a lot of runs, but nobody was upset with each other. Nobody was like mad at themselves. Everybody was pretty much just keeping the energy up and just trying to come back and win it. I mean, unfortunately that didn't happen, but coming out of that big inning, everybody was going up to each other and saying like, it's okay. Like, we just need 1 run at a time. So I feel like that was really something to highlight on our part. as a team as a whole, just because with all that bad going on, we still found the good energy and still found a way to make it positive.
And exactly. One of those positive things was Victoria's home run just to get the thing started as well. So Victoria, how did you? I don't even think you had nerves after that at that at bat. So what was the feeling getting that first home run in very early on?
Honestly, just I was going into the box. I was like, I just need to put the ball in play. Give the girls hoping that we can get our bats going, because it was still early on in the game. But no, it felt really good after hitting that home run.
Coach, how did you feel after that first big shot from her?
Yeah, we kind of, grow to expect it from her. She's hit some big home runs this year. Sometimes those balls are up around her shoulders, and she hits home runs with doing it. And so when she misses at those, I can't get mad because, you live and die by that high pitch. But she's a strong kid, and we got a lot of girls that can hit the ball out. And so yeah, she's special with that.
And unfortunately, like you said, the game didn't go your way. But Coach, what was the message you told the girls after that loss and ending y'all's tournament?
Well, it's like the girls were saying, we kept the energy level going. We didn't play badly. We just got beat. They hit the ball. They hit the ball well. So that's just the way the game went. My biggest message, I guess, was we didn't because of their effort. And again, that's something we can control is our effort. We played hard. We played hard the whole tournament, and I was very proud. I look back at some of the defensive plays we made and the hustles we had. I mean, look at the girls' uniforms after the games in the tournament, and they're filthy. And that's what I love to see. That tells me they're playing hard. They're out there giving up their body to make a play or to slide in at the plate or at a base to be safe for the team. And that's, as a coach, those are the things you love. And I didn't have anything negative to say about them afterwards. It's just, it was just sad that it came to an end on Saturday. But I was very proud of them. I love these girls. They're a fantastic group. And they alluded to it earlier. We brought some younger girls on board this year. We have a freshman, Caitlin Solis, and then we have Destiny and Katya that are sophomores, and we have Jenna's a sophomore, Lily's a junior this year, or this past year. And what I love is these girls here that you're looking at, they go give them advice. They tell them, hey, instead of doing this, why don't you try doing it this way? And those girls come to these girls asking questions, what can I do better? And it's such a great thing to see these girls mentoring the younger girls. And, I was thinking afterwards, like girls, those younger ones, going through the nationals like this, they're battle tested, man. They're going to be ready next year in high school. It's going to be like nothing when they get to high school next year if they keep playing games like this. So I was very proud of them.
Christy and Audrey, thoughts on this being your potentially, not potentially, thoughts on this being your last nationals?
I would say, I love the girls. All of them are hungry and they're so competitive. And even the young ones, like Coach Kevin was saying, they just want to do good. And they told us all, like, I'm going to give it 100%. And you could tell before the last game, I told them in the circle before the game, I was like, look, win or lose, like, we're going to have each other. And I think that's something that is so special, is when the bond is more than just on the softball field. We were texting each other and making sure that everybody got home safely. And I just think that's so special as a group. We tell each other I love you, and we're just so tight. And I wouldn't want it any other way. I told everybody after, I was like, if this was my last tournament, I wouldn't have wanted to play with any other organization. I wouldn't have wanted to wear any other jersey. And this group of girls is just something so special and so close to my heart.
Audrey?
I know that a lot of people say like, oh, our bond special, our team special, but I feel like it's not always true in everybody's case. And I feel like with us, it really is. Like, I don't think I've ever experienced like a travel ball team like this close and with this much chemistry. And I know this summer was cut short for us. Like it wasn't as long as it normally is, but I really feel like this is one of the closest I've been with any of my like travel ball teams, just because there is a lot of communication between us and the younger girls, and there's like a pretty big gap between the youngest on our team and me and Christy, who are the oldest. And like if you saw us together, you wouldn't know that that big gap was there. And I feel like other teams, you can see like, oh, these people are older, these people are younger, but I feel like everybody plays at the same level of competition, and that's because we help each other, and like we try to make sure that everybody's succeeding on the team. Whether like I do something wrong, somebody's over here always trying to pick me up, and I think that's something that doesn't happen on a lot of teams, especially in travel ball. So that's one thing I'm really grateful. I told the girls after the tournament was over, like, I'm so proud of all of them, and I'm so proud to be able to play with them in my last summer. And I'm really glad that my last summer is with that group of girls.
Well said. But it's not over yet. You guys still have one more tournament to go. For you, Christy and Audrey, I'm sure it'll be a one to remember. But you guys have one more coming up in Gregory, Portland. How are y'all feeling heading into that one? It's probably a better state of mind now that you guys have a little momentum to carry into coming off a tough loss to a local team. How are y'all feeling heading into this one? We'll start with Mika.
I'm very excited, not only because it's our last chance to play before we go off into the real world and we go and play in college, but of course, because this is our last chance together as a team for the last time before Audrey and Christy and Chelsea too. I think this is Chelsea's last year. So just to play together one more time, like they said, this team is so closely bonded, and everybody is so selfless, and that's just something that makes playing so much more fun. So I'm really excited about this weekend.
Victoria, how about you?
For me, I think I feel like it's gonna be like a really bittersweet but exciting moment, because you know it's our last tournament together as with this team. You know, I think it's gonna be something to remember. You know, and I know we're gonna spend a lot of time with each other before this last tournament.
Audrey and Christy.
I would say that we're always together. I think even after the games, we go and eat together, and we go to the rooms and we just talk. And I'm so excited to play one last tournament. Coach Kevin asked the team, like, do y'all think we'd be able to go to Portland? I mean, playing back-to-back weekends isn't easy. And all of us said yes, and we jumped at the opportunity. But I think, this last tournament's going to mean a lot to us. We're just going to make the best of it and have fun and enjoy it, because, I mean, I'm probably not going to be able to play with any of the girls again unless I transfer to a school. So, definitely it's going to be, a bittersweet moment, but I'm just so excited to get back at it.
Audrey?
Going into this weekend, of course, like I'm always trying to win every single game, but I think this weekend for me is going to be more of trying to have fun. My last tournament, my last time wearing the uniform. So, I mean, I've been wearing this uniform since my 8th grade year. It's going to be really hard to retire it, but like I said, I'm glad it's going to be with this group of girls, and I'm just going to try to make it the most fun tournament, win or lose.
And finally, with you, Coach, just like Christy, or I think it was Christy or Victoria, they said that he sent the text, and do you want to go to this tournament? And everyone said yes. What was your reaction to that? It's kind of, I bet it was a good feeling to have that.
Oh, definitely. Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. We've got all 3 teams going. I thought we might have a hard time getting, all the girls to go with all 3 teams, and I thought I might have to move somebody. But we have full teams going, and I'm looking forward to it. I'm like Audrey. I really want to try to just enjoy this tournament. Hopefully, I don't have any bees floating around my head where I have to. But it's like these girls said. I mean, they're fun to be around because there's no egos. There's no drama. That's one of the things that I know with our 18U teams that we've I can't tell you the last time we had any drama or egos with these girls. And if you look at them, I mean, they're some of the best players in the Valley, some of the best players in Texas, and we're fortunate to have them all together. And it'd be easy to have an ego, but these girls are great. And again, I'm hoping to just be able to sit back and watch them play. and enjoy it.
Awesome. Kind of getting to the end of the segment here. This is kind of the part where you might need your tissues or something, but let's start with the age outs. Christy and Audrey, this is going to be the tough question to answer, especially with a coach here, but what has he provided with you, or what is he giving you? I bet he's giving you a lot as far as how to be a better player, as far as including his coaching. What has he meant to you in your softball career?
I would say he's like a father figure to me. He really tries to implement life lessons along with softball. You know, he tells you like life isn't going to be easy, and he finds a way to connect that all and just to make sense of everything. When I started, I just wanted to get to play with Heat, and it was just like I just want to be in front of him, get all his critiques, because I know he knew what he was saying. And so he saw potential in me before anybody else did, and he pushed me, and he knows how to push you to your limits and to make you the best person and the best player. But yeah, I think I would not be anywhere or where I am now without him, and I'm so grateful to be a part of this organization. And I tell him all the time, I'm so loud. I'm the first one at practice. I'm the first one to hug him. But I'm so grateful for this opportunity, and I truly wish I would have gone to the organization earlier, but I did have a good 6 years with it. So yeah, Coach Kevin, thank you for everything. I truly don't know where I'd be without you.
Coach Kevin is definitely a father figure for me. We do a lot of traveling together in the summer because my parents aren't always able to make it up. So he'll take me to tournaments, and we have a lot of memories, definitely. It's been about 6 years of memories, and good and bad always. But even through like the bad memories, like him getting after me and stuff, there's still lessons in there that I'll never forget ever, softball wise and life wise. And that's one thing like I feel is great about the Heat organization. You don't just learn about softball here. Like you learn about family, you learn about yourself, how you should be as a player, and how like you should be in certain situations. Like, I don't know, it's just so much to all say. Like Coach Kevin even taught me like proper manners, like talking to coaches and stuff, like yes sir, no sir. Like I never used to say those things before him, and now like I can't stop. It's just just things that you never even think of before coming to this organization that he really emphasizes and really makes you a better person overall. And it's going to be really hard, my last trip with him, but hopefully it's a fun one and we can really enjoy this weekend.
For you, Mika and Victoria, you're going to have one more year with him as you guys head off to play your first collegiate seasons. What are you expecting in your first season in college, and then coming back to play with him one more year?
I honestly think, I'm pretty excited. It's going to be something new. We're expecting a lot. We're getting all these things, they're expecting us to do already. And then coming back for the summer, I feel like we're going to have so much experience. And I know a lot of the girls are going to ask us, oh, how did it feel, and different critiques, if they ever need anything. But coming back for the summer, and especially going to be our last, it's going to be something to remember.
I'm excited to learn new things and to hopefully come and bring them back. Like I know before one of the games, Audrey brought up hustling to foul balls. So they did that at her school, and so we came back and started doing them here every time someone hit a foul ball, whatever side it was, the catcher in the third base or catcher in first base, or racing to it. And I just think it's things like that, or little drills like whatever they do in college, coming back and doing them here before games or at practice. And I just think it's all the learning experience, and I'm excited to be open to those things and to just learn so much more.
Good stuff. And finally, Coach Kevin, you're the man that everyone loves on this team. I'm sure you have something to say to them. I mean, you're heading into your final tournament with these girls. What do you have to say for that?
You just love my jokes. That's what it is.
Dad joke.
Come on now. Well, first of all, I mean, and I appreciate the kind words, but, these girls in this organization wouldn't be anywhere without some of the coaches that have helped us. Joe Ortiz, he and I have coached together for over 20 years, going back to pony softball. And he and I are the ones who started Heat. 20 years ago. So, he and I we get along so well. So, we've had Alex Escamilla, which is Audrey's dad. He knows the game. He coaches our 16U and does a fantastic job with them. Alex Enzodula, Mia's dad, he's been around. He's around. He would still come to practice even after Mia wasn't coming, and he knows the game very well and has given insight to these girls that has helped them become better ball players. And, we got Leela Desmond. He coaches one of our 18U teams, and Hector Cavazos. I mean, we've had some outstanding coaches and men that have helped us. So a lot of times people think it's me, but it's really, I've been very fortunate to have these guys around. And with these girls here, I mean, like again, you're looking at Mika. She was female, sub 6A female athlete of the year last year, and Audrey was player of the year, Rio Grande Valley player of the year 1 year. And Vic, Vic can do a lot. One swing of the bat. That's one of the things about her. She can change a game with one swing. And Christy's just a hard-nosed ball player. She knows the game. She learns it. She can tell you every position on the field, what they're supposed to be doing in every situation. And, when you have kids like this, I mean, it makes my job easy, And so it's going to be tough. This will be an emotional our last game will be tough. It always is, especially with the girls who have been around a long time. But we've been blessed. We've got great, fantastic young women and outstanding ball players that play in our organization. And I'm very thankful for that.
Good words to end on, Coach. We appreciate all you guys joining us today. That's going to wrap up our show today, guys, for our 7 o'clock. RGV Heat, Mika Vento, Victoria Gonzalez, Christy Salas, Audrey Escamilla, and Coach Kevin Knipe. We want to thank a couple sponsors as well, the Concession Stand from Santa Rosa and the Joe Campos Insurance Agency for helping sponsor our last trip up to Plano. Girls, thank you, and Coach, thank you for joining us today, and good luck in Portland, and all the best to you guys.
Thank you.
Thank you guys for all y'all do for softball and for all the sports in the Valley. We really appreciate it.
Of course, Coach. Y'all have a good one.
Thank you.